Yeah, there's that old expression, the harder I work, the luckier I get. So you guys were putting in the work and you did all the development and then it happened and there was product market fit and you guys took advantage of it, but it wasn't exactly like you bought a lottery ticket to be there. Talk to me about this purchase of Hermes, because when I saw it, I put my old investment banking hat on and I thought my first reaction, Sandeep, was who advised on that? Was that Goldman Sachs that advised? And then I realized, oh my gosh, this is a completely token transaction. It's sizable. It was notable. Talk to me about how that happened, and that gets you what in the ZK zero knowledge space a little bit more. But tell me about that merger. It was impressive, really.
Yes. So basically, I mean, as you at the start of the session also said that Polygon is a multi-chain Ethereum, right? So we intend to add multiple types of chains. Like there will be zero knowledge chains. There will be bigger zero knowledge smart contract execution engines. There is already proof of stake chain. There is already a proof Polygon SDK, app chain kind of architecture and all that. So we are basically building all of these different architectures, and developers will be able to choose what they like the best, right, for their applications. And the Hermes acquisition is a step in that in that direction, because on zero knowledge we believe that we had a like our competitors, or not competitors, meaning the other players in the zero knowledge space had already had a head start of like a 6 to 12 months, right? And we needed to become at par with the existing zero knowledge solution providers. So the inorganic way of doing was to kind of merge with the multiple such platforms, and to get this zero knowledge expertise in within the Polygon umbrella. And that's what we have done in the last 3 to 4 months. As I said, that Hermes is basically the tip of the iceberg. There is more stuff coming. And in terms of the acquisition, in terms of this acquisition, what we actually did is we spoke to the Hermes team, and they also know what we are doing. They know that the capability of Polygon in terms of its business development, and it's not only about building a technology. Like many of the projects feel that okay, we build the technology, people will come, but then it's also about business development. It's also about helping and supporting the ecosystem developers and all that, building the entire ecosystem around. And they realize that we are pretty good at that, and they have this expertise on the Jordi Balina. He's basically he's one of the legendary Ethereum developers and white hat hackers. He has helped people and build languages like Sarcom and all that. So for us it was a perfect mix in terms of like getting them for their competency and the skill set, and for theirs it was a good step in terms of getting them all this visibility in the community, as well as access to hundreds and hundreds of these clients who can actually build on the solution. So it was kind of perfect mix, and we discussed, and they discussed with their token holders, and I think they got a overarching approval from their community. And then we decided, and then again, like from the Polygon treasury, like some tokens were moved into a smart contract, and then whoever owns Hermes, they can go and swap. And that's again comes back to the paradigm shift in how human beings can collaborate. Like previously, if you had to do it, you would you would need like extreme level of like regulatory hand holding, and informing multiple of such institutions to support the swaps, and submit multiple kind of such paperwork here and there. But here in the blockchain space, like it's all available on blockchain. You don't need any more transparency than that. Like just move the tokens and you can see who is moving what, and who's claiming how many tokens. So it was very simple in that sense. And we are happy that we kind of pioneered this thing, and kind of hopeful to do more such things in the coming days.
So no Goldman Sachs involved in that, no SEC involved in that. You guys just got it done.
Yeah, I mean, and how do you even involve SEC? Because like this entity is like Polygon entity is based out of BVI, Hermes entity is based out of I think 2 3 entities like Cayman or Dubai. And then both the teams decided to share IP and then merge the token into this. So SEC doesn't even come into the purview of this. So yeah, I mean, it's like all way, and unless and until like the most of the governments across the world come together and create a global framework for it, it will remain hard to kind of understand. We involved all the legal kind of help and everything, like to make it completely compliant and everything, but then how do you? There are no guidelines for anything like that till now, and yeah, so that's why the blockchain is the ultimate guideline.
Any advice to people that are going to go do mergers out there? Anything you thought, do's and don'ts of doing a deal like this now that you've done it and had a couple months to process it?
Do's and don'ts. I would like one of the biggest challenges comes is that when you have two listed tokens, like how do you decide the peg? And there are few ways of deciding the peg between these two tokens, because both have a fluctuating value, and how volatile these markets are. So it's hard to kind of get on a pricing. But then project should see the kind of intrinsic value and try to freeze on some price between the two teams, and then reach a consensus. And once you reach the consensus, don't think about it, like whether your like one token goes like crazy up. Don't think like you ended up paying a higher price or lower price, whatever. And especially in terms of like how the team synergies, I think the good things is that both of our teams have gelled well, and we have kind of we are building Polygon in a kind of a conglomerate way. So it's like the world's first decentralized conglomerate kind of thing, which have these small entities like Hermes, and there will be few more announced, and they are working in a very autonomous way at their level. But since they use Matic token, so all the value their network accrues, eventually goes back to the Matic token, and that's how I think it's like a very new paradigm in that sense. Think of it like a multiple autonomous entities working together, but all of them actually the value accrual is actually going into the token. And since there is like on the decentralized platforms, you don't need to make revenue, so you don't have any distrust issues that people are creating revenues and not displaying it into this displaying or kind of contributing back to the main umbrella. So because there are no revenues, all the teams are working to make the or going to make sure to kind of make sure that the value accrual of these activities goes to the Matic token, and then you don't need any kind of oversight and all that. I think it's like much more symbiotic, as you would imagine, or as you would expect to have it in the real world. In the crypto world, it's once you get into this, you understand these business models of proof of stake and all that. It's very symbiotic. We don't even need to kind of intervene into the autonomy of the individual teams. They can fully build themselves. They have token allocations and all that. If they grow their value accrual, or their activities add to the value accrual, everybody benefits. So yeah, it's very kind of symbiotic environment.